We're back here on the platform this evening, and I'm enjoying this program tonight with Gabrielle Morse and her mother, Wendy Morse. And Gabrielle, you got a scholarship to go to Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland, eh?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful school.
Yes, sir.
It's really an Ivy League school.
Well, I'm not sure if it's Ivy League, but it really is an excellent school. I love the reason I really went to it. I love the program they have for actuaries. It's been a dream school for me, but really I loved the reason I really fell in love with it. I love the program they have. It's really just an outstanding school.
What makes the program any different from, say, University of Miami or Yale?
Oh, gee. The reason why I really loved the program, because I applied to different schools. Majority of them, they have the major in mathematics. But many of them, even some I got accepted to, I can remember McGill. That was another one. Those two I was battling with was my first and second choice. You get a degree in mathematics, but they don't really prepare you for the actuarial exams. And I want to be an actuary, so I had to complete a certain amount of exams to be fully accredited. They say you can take it through the school, but they won't prepare you for it. They're not classes for it. What I really loved about Johns Hopkins that made me finalize my decision, the degree is applied mathematics and statistics, which is more accurate. But all my actuarial exams I take during the 4 years, they pay for. And they have schedules for an actuary. So you'll have actuarial club they have at the school. They have teachers who will be helping you. And the classes are more designed. And they help you design your schedule so that you will have the right amount of mathematics, some science background, economics, and other humanities. And I love that as well. And also I liked the opportunities that they offered. I talked to a gentleman. I went there with my dad in April. And he told me the bachelor's master's degree, once you have a 3.5, I believe, by third year, you can apply for that and you get your master's in 5 years. Maybe 4 if you do extra credits, but 5 years is the norm. And it was programs such as that and opportunities such as that that really helped me to finalize my decision.
Mm-hmm. You want to go straight through to your master's or PhD?
If the opportunity is granted, yes. I know, though, in reality, you need funds to pay for those. So there are many scholarships for graduate studies available, but I may take a break after my master's. But I really do not want to. If the opportunity is there for me to go straight to my PhD, I'm going to take advantage of it and get my PhD in mathematics.
I know you want to be an actuary, but is that your end goal?
Actually, not quite, my career-wise,
yes.
I want to be an actuary.
Yes.
There is a possibility, seeing where the road takes me. Well, no, my goal is to be an actuary. If I stare off from it, it'll be due to whatever circumstance at the time. But in addition to career goals, there are projects, for instance, other things I want to do outside of that here in the Bahamas. So, though I will be an actuary by profession, there are still other things I want to do here as well.
Yes, I'm glad to hear that you want to come back to the Bahamas because we are noticing a brain drain. And so you are one Bahamian who would not want to stay over in the United States or go to some other country, but to come back home.
That is my goal, to come back home, because there are various individuals who have told me, well, there are opportunities abroad, and that is true. But really, this is my home. Yeah. I know if I don't come back, not saying me in particular, saying as a symbol of the youth, if we don't come back and help to raise our own country and develop it, then others will try to, and it will no longer be a pride and joy of the Bahamians, but there will be others who are trying to, I don't want to say take over, but there will be others trying to develop our own country, and no one knows our country like us. So then there will be an issue in that respect. And also, some people think otherwise. Some people will tell you the many flaws of the Bahamas, but we have a great country, to be honest.
Yes.
I look at the news, I believe it was today actually, when you're hearing about all these wars and now there are epidemics, the Ebola virus going on, and all these various, catastrophes going on around the world. But I think, I mentioned this before, I really think it's because we've been blessed, but we have an amazing country. I was showing my brother the other day the amount of water and land the Bahamas have. It's almost the size of the entire Caribbean, made up of various different countries. So it's not only a matter of, I'm Bahamian, so I need to come back. Yes, there are flaws in our country, and there are flaws that they're not going to be fixed without us. They're not going to be fixed if people try to fix them. They're not going to fix themselves, as the cliche goes. But we also do, we really do, we've been blessed with a good country.
I hear you, and I agree with you almost in the entirety of what you just said. But I want to tease you a little bit here, because there are some young people who say the Bahamas is too small, based on their training, based on the opportunities that are available in the Bahamas, that if you really want to soar as an eagle in your profession, and you really need to go get into a developed country, a first world
yes,
country.
I've heard that. When they say the Bahamas is small, usually people are referring to Nassau, to be honest. I'll tell you that from now. Because really the Bahamas, we have a lot of land not developed as yet, not even touched a lot of it as yet. But I've talked to friends of mine, other colleagues, and even myself, I was of the same view as well, because opportunities abroad, they will differ than opportunities here at home. For instance, you could go abroad, this is the main one among young people, jobs abroad would most likely pay more than jobs here, and that is the truth, to be honest, that is the truth.
Yes.
But even though, I know some individuals, for instance, probably people, I talked to an individual lady lately, aeronautical engineer. They may not have opportunities here for that because we are not developed to that extent as yet. But there are still opportunities prevalent in the Bahamas. There are still opportunities here at home. They may not be where you are, living a dream in Europe and seeing the Eiffel Tower from your window, or some dreams like that. But there are opportunities at home, and we do still, maybe small compared to, for instance, the United States. We are very small compared to bigger countries such as that. But we still have an amazing country here.
Grand Bahama as an environment for studying, the pace in Grand Bahama might be a little different from it is in New Providence. It is not as crowded as it is in New Providence. Do you think being in Grand Bahama helped Gabrielle and your children?
Probably with regards to getting to school on time, because we can do a route in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you know, if you get up late. But definitely there are factors, but then there are flip sides as well, because lots of opportunities available to the students here, they do not receive over there, unless you have a parent who's perhaps delving or searching.
What are those opportunities?
A lot of things like clubs, and I remember when she did the honors program, the other young ladies would have been meeting the Alpha Kappa here, and they had programs that were developing them in terms of the skills they thought they would need for life. Now, she has a similar program, though, in Freeport that's called 20 Pearls. But also with the beta program that you would have seen last week, the young engineers, my son was accepted to attend. But we knew about that through the school, and we had to quickly apply. But I think persons here, once you were here and you wanted to, I think they just receive you. But of course, that necessitated hotel and getting here by airfare. So it's a fact. And sometimes the essay competitions, I know at the school, if they get it late, even the BGCSE results, believe it or not, are received not the same time as the Nassau schools would.
Are you saying that you would have done better, you would have been a far better student had you been a resident in New Providence?
Oh, no, I'm not saying that.
What do you
I'm
say?
just saying there's a balance. There are pros and cons on both sides.
Okay.
I love the fact of the traffic, because sometimes I'm late. I stay up late to do things, so I need to rush them to school, because getting them there, their school goes in at 7:50 in the morning. Here, you'd probably have to leave home at 6. if you want your children,
Yes, yes.
And then all the myriad of activities that a lot of these kids do for the balance, taking to music and all of that. If you want the best teacher, you may be on a road 1 hour, but parents only have an hour or so for lunch. So yes, from that perspective, I sometimes wonder. I do think because of Grand Bahama, we could use it as a prototype, like the projects, to try to test different things that we want in order to improve qualitative education in the Bahamas. And I'm delighted that the new minister and his team, they're seeing the need, with the new standardized high school diploma and all of that. But you can do wonders in a small environment, and you can control a lot more, obviously.
You have a tremendous amount of experience as a teacher and as a parent.
Yes.
And we are winding down our program
Okay.
now. And I need you to be instructive to parents, no matter what their circumstances are, financial and otherwise, how you bring students to be successful.
Well, honestly, like I said, I honestly believe the number one impetus in your child is you. I know that you need teachers, because I know my kids, they were lucky I'm a teacher. What about the parent who may not have had the opportunities themselves to go off? But you can buy your children books instead of just movies and games. Books can teach a whole lot. The school never told me which books to buy, like physics for her when she did her 4 sciences. I know that will be a challenge. I go and I order the books, or I go and I buy the books, or they don't have a math text, so I go and purchase one. And then support. Tell your child they were born for greatness. Love them a lot, because they're going to have, just as we do as adults, it's good to have someone on your team. They're going to get challenged sometimes, and somebody's going to tell them something mean or whatever. They are not defined by their circumstance. They are defined by who they are in here.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, the final question for the Merit Scholar awardee, the recipient. Speak to your people in your age group and take this minute to tell them what they need to do to achieve that scholarship that you got.
To really excel? Well, for everyone out there, I have to say, well, specifically the young people, my word of advice is this. Throughout your entire life, you will have individuals who will basically be the naysayers. They will try to get you down. They may even be some people who you love, some people who you trusted at times. But please, God put in each and every individual dream. Everyone has certain skills, certain ambitions, certain things you want to accomplish, certain things you imagine yourself doing as a child. Do not give up on your dreams. Don't let other people, don't defer them. Just don't. They may sometimes seem impossible to do, sometimes financially, sometimes you really don't think that you can do it, sometimes you really don't think if you're worth it. But you have to realize that you have that ambition for a reason. It did not just come about because you thought because it was there, maybe. Because maybe you saw someone who was an engineer, maybe you saw someone who was a business person, maybe you admired them. That wasn't by chance. Everything happens for a reason. So really, as you excel through, I don't know whether you're in primary school, high school, maybe even college, do not give up. Do not compromise yourself or your character because some person tells you, oh, you need to do this. Some people tells you, oh, I don't know why you're doing this. Really remain focused and really know be confident in what you're doing and really continue to pursue your dream and strive for excellence, please.
Thank you so very much. You have put a good cap on our discussion this evening. Strive for excellence in all that you do. Thank you so very much.
Thank you as well.
And we wish you well as you go to Johns Hopkins. And we are sure that you're going to do extremely well and represent the Bahamas well.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much. And thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And congratulations to you as well.
Thank you.
For this wonderful daughter that you have.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you for watching and listening to our program this evening. Good evening, everyone.